Good morning and welcome to Master Trader Live. This is where you can learn to use simple market and stock analysis to make money investing and trading. I'm Greg Capra. We're going to look at the markets today and see if we'll look at a few stocks here. Another new all-time highs. Getting boring, but it is what it is. No, it's actually great. Markets are moving up, and at this point, certainly looks like that's going to continue until it doesn't. So we got the S&P futures here breaking out to new all-time highs. Today's low intraday today is going to become a critical point because prices have consolidated. I've marked off these two bottoming tail bars here. This little retest pattern is a very powerful pattern suggesting prices are going to go higher. So when we look at these candlesticks, I'm calling them bottoming tails, as far whatever the technical term is, it doesn't matter. The way you look at this is to say you have buyers under the current market or stock, whatever you're looking at, and they're willing to buy on the dips. And that's one of the ways to tell that whatever you're looking at, market or stock, that there's still strong demand and it's likely to move higher. So on a retest of a bottoming tail and they step up again, it's a very powerful message. Prices pushed up. Look at the wide range bar. Look at the volume down here. There's a lot of participation. And you could look at this as a resting period. So now that prices are pushing up above these highs, another new all-time high, even though we're starting the beginning of the day, this becomes a critical point or line in the sand that prices need to stay above. If not, you can imagine what this is going to look like as it changes. And let's just change it. Can I get a visual of that by changing the color of these lines? If this was to turn into a big red bar. Now, that wouldn't change the trend because it's still making higher highs and higher lows. However, that type of a reversal in the short term creates a lot of uncertainty, and at that point, longs start to say, maybe I should get out. This has been going up for a while, let me take my profits. So the question becomes, at that point, are buyers willing to step up again here? Now, those that were buying here, I'm sure that their expectations are that it continues to move higher from there to make a decent profit versus a couple of days later being right back down to where they bought. And that's what creates uncertainty, and sometimes that begins to feed on itself and then could push prices below that support area. Right now, everything's looking higher, but we can't stay objective about what might happen by always having two scenarios. Keeps us, objective, as I said, and ready for whatever it might be to swing in the other direction if necessary. NASDAQ futures, new all-time high. Dow futures starting to break out above this little area that was resistance, or it was building, right, as it's going sideways here. It's building a little new area of support rather than pulling back to some area of support below. As prices begin to break out, you can understand why today's low will become a important line in the sand in the short term. Right? So we'll see where that goes. If it keeps higher, whether it breaks lower. Some earnings coming out. One of the question is General Electric. It was this big reversal day today. Looked like was this possibly putting in a bottom? And obviously now we can see that it wasn't, but the range is contracting, and right now it's trading at about $20.01. So it's right here at this whole number, this critical whole number, and it's going back, back in time. This little shelf here is where it broke out several years ago. Excuse me. The question is, look at the wide range bar, look at the volume. That does suggest or signal that it's becoming climactic. You've got a bottoming tail bar down here. Can it hold? It might be a decent opportunity here in the short term. However, that doesn't mean it won't go down to $14, but it is coming down to a critical number here at that whole number of $20 and where that prior bottoming tail bar was. And we'll see what happens there. And we have gold up here a bit. It looks like it's setting up to try and make a little pop higher. It's right at this prior low in the 200 MA. And oil continues to do well, and it's up near this big resistance area there, which is obviously, well, maybe not so obviously if you're not aware, but it's been doing some damage to the airline stocks. All right, that's it for today, folks. Any questions, put them in below. If there's something you'd like me to review one morning, whether it's a trading or investing concept or a particular stock or market you'd like me to look at, happy to do it. Just post it down there. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you'll be alerted to when there's a new video.